what's going down? WMC episode 68. We got a really awesome show for you guys tonight. I'm not going to waste too much time, but as always, appreciate you guys coming out to check out the show every Friday night. So let's get the rest of the guys out here so we can get this show on the road. What's going on there, fellows?
What's up?
What's up?
There we go. The whole gang's out. Well, what are we doing tonight? Or Zilla, this is like your...
Hey, man. So, we got our... Should we bring the special guest host out that got us into all this trouble?
We'll bring our guest co-host out, and then we'll go from there.
So, because of this lady right here, we are going to have Creative Beast on tonight. So, two of the guys, Chris and Ross, are stopping in. And yeah, it's going to be epic. Thanks to Abby. So...
Well, there we go.
It's your fault, Abby.
Oh, your fault. Yeah.
I will gladly take responsibility.
All right. We always like people to take responsibility for their mistakes. But yeah. Let's bring out the guests of honor tonight. First, we got Chris.
What's going on, you guys?
Hey, what's going down? We'll better bring out one of your partners in crime here too. We'll get everything.
Yeah, keep him in the bottom.
Yeah, we got some like messed up Dino Brady Bunch thing going on tonight. So yeah, where she's going. But yeah, it's great to have you guys on the show. I'm like now diving into it, checking out the website, and it's Amazon, and you guys are everywhere, dude. It's awesome, very awesome.
Yeah.
But, I think you're bringing a lot of traffic over to the show tonight, understandably so. But why don't you you guys kind of give a breakdown of who you are for maybe those people that don't know you?
Perfect. Yeah, I'll start it off, and then I'll let Ross come in there too. I'll put him on the spot for a little bit. But we are Creative Beast Studio, and we have the most highly articulated, scientifically accurate dinosaur line on the market. And what's cool is, while we're on the show is because we have another line that's coming out very soon called Cyberzoic. It'll release in March of this coming year. And we have the 1/18 scale action figure line with that. Not only that, but it also has the armors that go onto our dinosaurs. And we're going to get to a point where they're interchangeable with a similar species. Super excited about it. And I'm Chris Chaotic. And then we have Ross Persichetti. I'll let him introduce himself.
Yep. Hey, guys. I'm Ross. I'm a sculptor, designer, illustrator.
The Prodigy. We should have had some music.
Prodigy.
Yeah, thank you. I do a lot, but I think I'm mainly here just to keep Chris from saying things he's not supposed to.
You don't want to blow that NDA right out the window.
Dude, it's gone.
It's gone. Just
the amount of things that Chris accidentally let slip at the shows, and I'm like,
it's like the Tom Holland.
Oh. Yeah, leave no surprises. We don't mind at all.
He's a passionate man. He's very passionate. I mean, I know. I do it all the time too, man. Do the same stuff.
Very cool.
I cannot keep a secret. Like when I'm making customs for these guys and stuff, I'm like, all right, just check it out real quick. And like I have to.
Have you guys heard about our flying Dawn monster?
Definitely one of those people. Yeah, I have a hard time like keeping all my Christmas gifts for my kid like a secret. I'm like, I want to show him. I want to play with this stuff. And now he's just recently gotten into Dungeons and Dragons, so it's like just a huge rabbit hole. I'm just like, oh my god, dude! It's like you guys like I was trying to talk him into Warhammer, but he's like, no, I like wizards and stuff like that.
Man, have you seen the Joy Toy Warhammer toys? Like
yes.
I own too many of them.
You're all very welcome. I'm glad I could bring Red in to the dark side.
I was like, what I texted you the other day, you asshole. I was like, these guys, like, they've got their dinosaurs, which I was discussing before. Is like, I love dinosaurs. Don't get me wrong. But then there's like the Cyberzoic. I'm like, oh, now I'm hooked. Absolutely hooked, man. Because like that was like my jam back in the day was the old Dino Rider series and stuff. And this is like on steroids, cranked up to 11. Like, holy crap, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you guys recently you were hanging out at Legion Con and stuff like that. So that's where Zilla can tell the story of how you guys met.
I'll tell you, the weirdo came over. No.
Wow, my story was way different. See, different eyes.
Different eyes, yeah.
So as soon as I saw this big, tall, yoked son of a bitch in front of the table, we started talking, and he was so passionate about it. And everything he was talking about. It's like when Morphnauts is on here. Everything that he brings up or brings out, I'm just like, yes, yes, yes. Well, that makes sense. Yes, yeah. Like everything I was about. So there's nothing that I was like, I don't know about that. Like everything, I was like, this is really cool. So that's how we met. We left the table, and then Taylor was like, I really like that Medusa one. I was like, you want to go back? Like, you want to go back? We can do it. Like, we came back. He's like, what's up, bro? Like, so yeah, it's pretty awesome. And then Ross was just bagging it, loving it. So he's like, which one? This one too? And I was like, no.
So Zilla
Yeah,
basically paid them to be on the show tonight, just so you
Oh
know.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened.
Oh.
I've been having tons of fun shooting them so far. I've only shot the 2, but so far it's been a lot of fun. So they're
Wait a minute.
perfect.
We gave you Rad and I gave you that money to book a guest, not to buy toys and by chance.
It was a
Well, that's the
2-for-1.
thing too. When I met him, I was like name dropping Famine. I was like, yeah, so Famine was over here, and you were like, the guy with the cool hat, and I was like, yeah, that's him. So like Chris knew exactly who Famine was, so I felt like I had to drop my celebrity friend and get in. So I brought up Abby like 10 times, but there's also a lady there that was named Abby. And I was like, no, I don't think she's here. But yeah,
I was like, oh, we just met Abby.
I wish I was.
I know.
Oh.
But yeah, so it was an awesome time, man. That was one of my highlights for sure. And then
Thank you, bro.
like from the show, that was like one of my highlights. And then some of the dials they had there were cool. So
Well, you got a stack of merch there to hawk off at Legion Fest. By the looks of it, holy cow, man!
And Ross, some of the artwork is yours too, right?
Yeah. The prints that we're selling, all but one, are mine. The print right in the middle, that's Louis LaRosa's work, but the other ones are mine. Yeah.
So you sculpt these. You were painting these. I heard last night. I was watching your guys' stream on Creative Beast on their YouTube. So go check it out. But you paint them, you sculpt. You're doing everything, man. Like,
yeah, well, I'm one of the people doing everything. There's a lot of guys, but I initially went to school for illustration, and then I picked up sculpting, and it was like, hey, I'm kind of better at this than I am the other, so I'm just do a little bit of everything. But we're such a small group that we kind of have to do a lot. Like Chris is doing like all the social media
cool.
and everything on top of sculpting and design. We're all kind of doing a ton.
So for anybody that's interested too, I do have the link to their website in the chat. I was like, oh man, these guys got like over 6,000 followers. I got to be prepared for this show, man. I got to get linked up. I got to be organized tonight, man. I got to be organized, alert, and ready to go. So yeah, I had to.
We're putting on the professional bow tie.
Oh yeah.
Well, and I feel like your following is kind of built like this, though, is what I've gotten from just being in the chats and stuff. It's like very like you guys built your pillars, like they're strong. Like your pillars are very strong. It seems within your community, like very intelligent group of people too. So
well, it's insane too because it's one of those things where I came into the community and I can't pronounce anything anyway, so I was making up words left and right for the first year. Just
either.
And it's so great, and that's actually how we met with Spinal Dude and got him part of this. He was the guy that was on the stream with us last night. But it's such a strong community, and like you were saying, they have great ideas, they have great feedback, and it really helps when you have a community that loves what you're doing, and so it really motivates us to get to where we are. And it's one of those things where we want to make the product to be as great as it can be, and that's one of the things that I love about Dave. When I first got with him, he said, I want to give the greatest value for the most reasonable price. And everything we do, we try to hit that mark in every way. So it's really fun. And then even on certain things that we want to make better, we're always working to make them better.
And it feels like you guys can communicate really well. Like with you and Dave, I see like he doesn't laugh too much, but if anyone can get him to laugh or smile, it's Chris. Like Chris always gets him. Like he always gets him to smirk or do something when he's trying to be serious. Like so I can tell you guys have like a really close like bond. And like definitely Spino is like my famine, like, because whenever, like, most of the time I don't know words, and I'll be like famine, and he's right there, like boom,
Yep.
like he's he knows exactly what I'm trying to say with my dumb mouth. So it's pretty nice.
He's our what do you call it? He's our human thesaurus or whatever for the show. Just like
He's the Zilla whisperer, man. That's what he.
I don't know. Sometimes he can figure out Canadian too, because sometimes I'm like, not great with my brain thinkings and stuff when I'm trying to do the show. So Famous figures it out. He knows all about the polar bear races and the maple syrup slip and slides.
Oh yeah.
somebody in here has to know. Someone has to be able to handle it. I'm the guy.
Yeah. Well,
but
funny you
before
say
we
that, 'cause it's
carry,
like,
that's sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
There's like 30 of us in here. No.
Yeah.
So that's what's really cool about our little group, because it's Dave, Ross, and I, and it's come to a point where we all understand what our goal is, what we're trying to get, and it's like a family at this point. We've become so close that we want to help each other on every level. So if anyone has a shortcoming or anything's going on, we're able to kind of get to that next level and help them where they need it. And it's funny because Ross, he's been coaching me a lot on the sculpting side and design side, because I've been sculpting, but he's bringing me into a realm of hyper realism, making things look perfect and utilizing correct anatomy and physiology. And for the first 3 months, or maybe it's been 3 months now, Ross, maybe longer, I guarantee is pulling his hair out every time he talked to me. He's like, I'm gonna murder this guy. So I'd have to tell him who he is, and I'm gonna beat him up.
No, but
that's one of the things I love about your line too. Like, you're not looking at we were talking after the show the other day, and I think, you think they'll ever do that cinematic? And then they're like, no, man, it's all hyper realistic. You're not going to see Spielberg's Raptors and stuff like that, which they look fantastic with all the feathers and stuff.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Yeah, and Chris was
Crazy.
telling me some stuff I didn't realize, about the feet on the Raptors, how theirs are actually more realistic than the Jurassic Park stuff because the feet are bigger on the Mattel stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know little stuff like that. And I was like,
Because
okay.
Mattel hasn't figured out how to make the Raptors stand without falling over. There are people out there that, I don't want to upsell anybody, but there are people out there who sell 3D printed feet kits for the Hammond collection so that they stand naturally. Me, I don't care that much, but it's some people go bananas for that.
I got Pyro over here. He's all right.
Having it to be accurate to scale and accurate to what it should look like at the very least. There's people that go crazy for it. And it's all because they can't make a foot that stands.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I see some of your Mattel stuff back there with the big feet.
My big fat feet Mattel. Big fat feet Mattel. We got merch, guys. Yes.
I don't listen. I love them producing Jurassic. I'll be the first one to say I don't want to cease and desist because you're picking a fight.
I buy more Hammond collection than anyone in this world. So there's no way. There's no way.
Yeah.
Did you buy all the? Go ahead. Whatever that was.
Wait, even with the dinosaurs we make, we still collect Hammond stuff. All three of us have Hammond stuff on our shelf. We still love it. It's just kind of the different market. They're based on movie designs, and they're supposed to be for all ages. Where ours is collector, the niche group of scientific accuracy, and combining the toy aspect with that. So.
Well, Zilla's a big liar because Zilla's probably only buying all the Ian Malcolms at Ollie's. That's why he says he.
No, dude, I'm not. You did. You're a liar.
I did. Dude.
Every time we went to an Ollie's, you're like, I gotta grab 2 or 3. You just grab because they're only $5. They are 118. They're pretty good bodies.
Yeah.
So
it's a suited body.
You gotta take a picture now, Rad.
Yeah, I will. Actually, I'll take a picture in a bit. But before we get rolling,
set them all up.
I got this too.
I'm gonna acknowledge.
Is yours real though? Is yours real?
Hey, you wanted to copy me, so I figured I had to copy you, bro. See, we got something going on here, man. None of this was scripted. So.
Well, I guess you don't need your Halloween decorations anymore. So you might as well wear them around your neck.
I gotta try to look like him as much as I can. So here we go.
Well, while you're doing that, Zilla, while you're playing dress up, I'm gonna acknowledge the chat here before they write on you, man. But so first in tonight, Bjorn, you're slipping up. Second week in a row, you weren't the first. We got Rapallo 5, and but he's still standing. So I don't know what that means, but all right. Bjorn is in the chat. What's going on, bro? We got Jabalong in Toy City. What is going on, my friend? We got Nebula's Nexus. Holy moly. Braden's Animations, which is a new one for me. He must have came over for the dinos. We got Dystopian Playgrounds, who was on our last roundtable with us.
Yes.
Holy moly, we got David Dunn, and I think this is Abby Smith in the chat, maybe. Same picture.
Yeah.
We got Emily McKenzie in the chat. That's a new one. We got Inactive. Yeah, thanks everybody for coming out. I'm just going to keep going here. We got Jerry Starchild, Triple D Outpost, Tripping with Toys. Holy moly, you guys are making me work for it tonight. We've got Shishko in the chat. And Marvelous is here. He's hanging out. We did a little collab there a little while ago. Pirates of the Galaxy with your new logo. I almost missed you there, brother. Look at that scary fella. That's like, I don't know, almost looks like Devastation Station or Adrian or whatever in that picture. We got Sig's Toy Arts here. We got, oh my God, dude, there's so much people here. Oh, the real comrades here. What's going on, bro? We got CH Anthony.
What's up?
If I missed you in the chat, I do apologize, but I cannot spend the rest of the show reading the chat.
He's Canadian. They have a hard time reading out loud.
Oh, we got fig pics. Oh, there. There we go.
So,
Holy.
quick story about Marvelous. We're at Legion Con, and they were. I was with Grown Ups Men Toys, so it was me, Comrade, Collector 425, Marvelous, and I was dinoing out. I was just like talking to Chris, and they're like over in this area, and they kind of were like in a sticky situation, looking, and they wanted to know where I was. You know, and I like they looked over and I was like playing like with the Allosaurus, like this, like so yeah, they're in a situation where they might need me, and I was like just just playing around. I'm like, I got your back, man. Like you don't have our back. Like, so it's very funny, man. We were laughing our ass off, but yeah, no, it's still a great time, man.
Dude, that was fun. It was funny too because every now and then I'll just like randomly find myself like walking further and further from the table talking to people, and I'll look back and Ross is there like all alone.
Come back to me. Help! I need an adult.
Oh yeah.
But well, why don't we get into some pictures of product here? Since
hey, real quick, everyone in the chat that's watching, we got a little giveaway going on tonight, right here. Boom.
Whoa.
So this
Real
will
quick,
be
can I win?
yours.
Nice.
No, you cannot. You cannot participate.
Son of a bitch.
Don't do your sad face. Don't stop it. No.
Don't
So,
stop
all right. Can you guys tell us a little bit about this real quick before we jump into?
Oh yeah, Ross, this is you.
All right. Yeah, this is our Kilobator figure, which is one of the largest bodied raptors. And yeah, he's our most sophisticated, well articulated, like our best raptor we've ever released. And
for scale, I have you had this on the show last night. So
hey, right here.
Yep. But yeah, for scale purposes.
So yeah, he's a 1/18
pretty awesome.
Scale mega raptor called the Kilobator, and he's based on some type of vulture or something. I can't remember the exact one. Chris, interrupt me if you remember. Yeah, he's got the wire in the tail, and
I don't remember.
Crazy wire. I was doing some fun stuff.
Condor,
American Condor, right?
Yeah.
Dude, I love that. That figure is so cool. Oh my god.
Well, it's funny.
Now,
go ahead.
Can I get more articulation in the mouth next time? I want some crazy raptor stuff.
Okay, so his jaw, like little neck piece under here, his skin, tuck that underneath the neck piece when he pull his mouth down, and you'll get another like 3 or 5 degrees. And so it's funny.
Yeah.
I don't think it's on the instructions, but that was one thing. And when I got the pain samples to do our video review for it, that was one thing I even told Dave. I was like, man, I need to get this mouth up more. He's like, did you not listen to what I said? And I was like, what did you say, Dave? He's like, talk it under. So yeah, I pretend to pay attention.
Well, we're already selling dinos because Shisco is leaving here with something.
That's awesome.
There we go.
Yeah, so yeah, someone's gonna leave the show tonight with one of these. All you gotta do is hang out in the chat. We'll probably do it towards the end. That way, you guys stick around. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's an official entry tool, so we will give you a word with the hashtag to put in the chat a little bit later on, and then we'll collect the entries.
17.
But yeah, well, let's start getting into some of these picks here. So,
Oh, yeah.
what do we got here? The Allosaurus. I've heard about this one.
Yeah, man. So this is really crazy about this figure. The ankles are a little bit different, and it's really cool because am I allowed to talk about the Carnotaurus?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I got permission. I can say whatever I want. So what's really cool about this is the ankle articulation is so sophisticated that we actually, Ross, he took the time out of his own free time and redesigned the Carnotaurus ankles to do the same thing as this guy. So this figure has insane articulation. The ankles can be put in any position, and you still get the 3 pairs of feet. So you can get the flat foot, the lifted toe foot, and then the resting kind of stepping foot. So that way you get really realistic poses, but it also has a crazy neck articulation. The arms are incredible. They're just amazing and fun to play with. And then you get the opening mouth with the articulated tongue, and you have the segmented tail with the bendy wire at the end. But it gets even crazier. I don't know. Oh, I didn't send you a picture of it laying down. You know what? I'm going to see if I can send one of these to you really quick. I think I showed it to you, Josh, with it laying down in the cute little pose. Maybe it is in here. Let's see. I got to go through all of our little things. But yeah, that thing is wild. It's so articulated and fun. So you better open yours quick, man.
I personally think it's our best figure yet. And honestly, this last wave that came out in October is the best wave of figures ever. I mean, with our saber-toothed cat
Ever.
This guy, it's
awesome.
It's amazing. I mean, I'm so cool to get all the different types of animals out in one wave, and
you know what's crazy,
Chris.
I love I said I love the saber tooth because that was one of my first, when I did cosplay and suit acting stuff, that was one of my first things I did was Yellow Ranger, so saber tooth tiger. So but
That's
obviously as the guy version, the Sentai version, I didn't have a skirt, but I mean that might have been cool. A big ass dude with a skirt? No, but so
I don't know. I thought I saw a squirt when you were walking around earlier.
hey now.
Abby's got the last one in hand.
What?
Yeah.
see.
So
Really?
if you want to see
Yeah,
it laying
let's
down,
get-
Yes.
I just put it in the pose real
Aww.
Aw.
Yes.
Oh, that is wild, dude.
It gets,
Oh,
it
yeah.
gets really insane. Let's see.
Imagine that in a shot with some smoke. I'm ready.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think it should be laying next to all those Ian Malcolms.
All of your shots. have
I don't
smoke,
have
man.
any. He's a
Right.
liar. I have zero.
quick. I need that now. I need the laying down Allosaurus with the sexy pose Ian Malcolm. I need someone to take a photo of that.
Like the Deadpool.
I think I have a picture. I don't know how I'm going to send it. Let me
But
see.
yeah, I have to open mine. I have one too. Chris had a cool little short where you put a little bit of Sharpie marker on the joints because you guys don't know how crazy it is translation wise sometimes with these companies. And when you tell them that you want something a certain color and they make them all, and then you have to add a little bit of something. I mean, I understand. So I was like, that is coming out and talking about that is really cool.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and the joints, the type of plastic that's used in the joints, it cannot be bonded with paint. It can only be dyed. So which is why Sharpie works. So NECA figures, sometimes you'll find paint chipping off the joints. People will say oh, quality control is crap. Well, paint won't stick to it. There's nothing you can do just chemically. So yeah. And then
I'm
sometimes
assuming
the factory,
Yeah, well, I'm assuming you guys can drop one of your figures. You drop a NECA figure from 3 inches and it shatters to pieces. I'm like, oh my god.
You know what's funny?
Yeah.
I actually take my T-Rex when we're at shows up there. You can kind of see his butt hanging out of the corner this way, and I'll throw it at people. We'll drop it like kids play with my.
Oh
son's
my
kid.
god!
Oh
no!
they go
Listen,
nuts.
we were at Texas
Yeah,
Comic Palooza, and Chris took all of his personal figures for the table display.
Mhm.
And at one point, he took his big T-Rex, which is 27 inches long and 7 pounds, and from 4 feet in the air, dropped it and was like, "See, nothing's gonna happen." And I was like, "Chris, what are you doing?" It hurt me.
I know.
I'm so delicate with him, and Chris is like, "I'll just drop it on the floor."
We got a quality test, Ross. No.
Yeah. Well, I think you do a better job than the factory for that quality durability test.
And I also want to say the one that I have opened, the Medusa, and obviously this guy right here, Kilobator. This is what sold me were the cards, man. Like that's a really cool thing about the company that you guys do.
Those are beautiful.
Yeah, like this right here, like I was like, I have to have that because that, like, looks amazing.
Yeah.
So just crazy.
Rob,
can we talk about the cards?
Yeah,
It's really nice.
Yeah.
absolutely.
We actually have a special card game in the works right now. So you'll have special packaged cards with the figures that you can only get if you purchase that figure. And then, of course, you'll have the booster packs where you get the cards in them, of course. But that's something we're trying to produce as soon as possible.
Yeah, basically, we're going to take all that existing
Card game
and make a playable card game so that you can and it'll be really cool because you can play it as just a dinosaur card game, or you can add in Cyberzoic into their deck and you can play the world of Cyberzoic with the same cards. You just add
wow.
and stuff.
Actually,
it's gonna be really cool.
I was thinking about can I show off the cards that we have?
Yeah.
The real comrade has
Chris is so scared of you. He's like, isn't that Ross?
Yeah.
He's let a couple important things slip lately, so I think he's being extra careful.
So comrades in the chat, and he says, Chris, can we get a coupon code so I can buy Smilodon?
It's fine. And then please. Oh, wait.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
That looks great.
I don't know how to get the light off.
Oh, dude.
There you go. That's
I haven't seen those other ones.
Yeah. So there's a lot. You can kind of see it, your guys' screen. But yeah, it gets wild. And then I'll grab the T-Rex really quick. And that's what's so cool about these figures is that the quality of them is so good. You don't have to worry about it breaking. I did knock the tail off, but that pops in and out.
Yo, we have the same chair.
Dude, my chair's better than your chair because I'm sitting in it.
Mine's a lazy. Yours is late. Is it Lazy Boy?
Dude, it is a lazy boy for like 400 pound people.
Yes.
Oh my god.
200 pounds.
Oh my god, they're chair bros.
No, I put this new merch that we got on our Teespring or TeePublic right here. This Amrex Spot merch. If you guys want to go and grab that, Rad Toys, bunch of cool stuff over there. So,
and real quick,
plug in
that
our
guy
merch,
in the
Rad.
chat,
Wait, what?
so the guy in the chat that was asking about like coupon codes, there's going to be a Black Friday sale, right? I think David was talking about that in the stream yesterday.
Yes.
So
we will, when we do it, we'll do it for like 24 hours. So Dave is very particular on doing sales. And so he only does one a year. And I think it's a Black Friday sale. So if you guys want to get something, you need to make sure you're paying attention to our Instagram and our Facebook. So that way you can see it when it drops. I might do a short on it for Black Friday. I probably won't, but I might. We'll see.
We'll see what happens.
We'll just see. We'll play it by ear.
That's awesome.
You got a whole week, man. Come on.
No, because then you'll spend your entire paycheck on them.
Oh, that's true.
you're saying that like it's a bad thing.
No, they care. They're not animals. They're not savages. They care about us, okay? Like, you can only buy. I'm trying to check out, and it's like limit two.
If your name's Josh, you can have one of each.
Oh man.
Oh, that's funny. I don't know where to put this guy. I'm just gonna throw it behind me.
Just hold on to it awkwardly the entire stream.
Throw it into your shelf of other dinosaurs. Like that.
Do the Dr. Evil, hold it in your lap and just pet it.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Dr. Evil, we actually had Seth Green come to our table at Joe Fest this year, and he picked up one of our Zuni Ceratops Glow in the Dark figures, which was really cool. So we got to talk to him for a little bit. And it was funny because Ross, he's a younger generation. He's sitting over there, and Dave and I are over there. We take pictures with him, and Ross is kind of on the side of the table. And he's like, "Who is that guy?" I was like, "That's Seth Green, Ross." He's like, "Who is that?"
Robot Chicken, man. Robot Chicken's like the best show on earth.
Well,
he's a prodigy. He's still a prodigy.
I see this whole thing going down. They're taking pictures. They're like giving him something, and I'm like, he walks away, and I'm like, yeah, what was the deal with that guy? And it's like, I'm just in the background doing regular work or whatever. And
it's okay, Ross. I've been there. We actually had I worked at Waterworld when I was in high school, and we had Carmelo Anthony, the basketball player, come down the slide and come out of one of the inner tubes, and everyone's all freaking out. I had no idea who he was. They had to explain it to me afterwards. It was just like, this guy's really freaking tall.
Get out of my way.
Mm-hmm.
So this was my first one that I bought.
Nice.
I love this one.
Did you see the armor for that one?
Yes. Yeah. So I will be in that.
Do you have the babies?
Yeah, that too. Yeah. So I guess about a year ago, there was a couple people I followed that they collected Transformers, and then they would have some Dinobots like on a post, and then they had a couple of those these figures up there, and I'm like, dude, I was like, what is that? What is that dinosaur from? So like it is articulated, like crazy. And he's like, yeah, it's me. I was like, okay. I said, I'll have to check them out. And so for a while there, I like Paul. I looked at all of them and finally made a decision to purchase this one. And so super great dino, man, super.
I think that one was sculpted by hand too, wasn't it, Ross?
I can't recall. That was before both of our times.
That was a time before time.
Doing like a lot of the work of himself back then. So
yeah,
it might be
And
were any of them?
Oh, what?
Were any of them digitally sculpted in the Ceratopsian line? I can't remember.
I think the Triceratops was entirely done digitally. And then a lot of the skulls were sculpted digitally, printed, and then Dave sculpted traditionally over top of that.
Yeah.
I think the Torosaurus would have been digital as well, since it's the same body. I think it was just the Torosaurus, Triceratops, and subadult Triceratops, and then the rest were traditional. I think. Don't quote me. But,
yeah, I think you guys are probably the only toy line on the entire planet that has a subadult category of critters in it. So I mean, that should be record standing alone when people talk about,
Well, what's funny is I didn't even know we had that, and Ross wanted the subadult Triceratops. I was like, "What is that?" There's one left, and Dave's like, "Oh, you can have it." Ross was like, "What is that?" So I don't even have one.
Remember, I didn't even get it. I was gonna wait until at the end of the show. If it was still there, I was gonna take it. And then that one kid came by and bought like 20 figures. He bought that one. It was the last one ever. So,
well, we got a question in the chat here, I think, for you guys. So, what's a personal dinosaur you guys want to see in the BOTM line from the 7 of you guys?
I know what I want.
Yeah.
Are we going left to right? How are we doing this?
Yeah.
Who's first? Who's going?
I'll go first. I'm gonna go
He's
first.
all excited.
I want.
I'm going crazy.
I want an Ankylosaurus with a tank turret on it.
Oh, dude, yes.
I know Ross or Chris, one of yours is Stegosaurus, right?
We already have
Neither of you?
There's a Stegosaurus.
We already have
love the Stegosaurus, but it's not my number one.
You're next. You're next.
I'm next.
Oh.
What's my favorite one that you guys have put out so far?
No, we're talking about which one do you want to see in the line?
Oh, in the line? I don't know. Like some of my favorite stuff is like the Jurassic Park made up ones. You know what I mean? Like, because I like the stupid stuff. So I don't know. I really like the Raptors. So I like just more Raptors. So just different varieties.
Have you seen our Raptor line?
There's a whole lot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
There's a couple to choose from.
No, I know. I have some. I know. I'm just saying more.
Nice.
But yeah,
You're up,
Famine.
I think, you guys already have the Zunoceratops. I'd like to see a variant of that with some armor, even though it's got that big, honking head. That design is just really well done. And the color scheme that you guys released it in too is cool. It's very different.
Oh, thanks, man. I want to see a Quetzalcoatl. What's it called, Ross? I want to see the bird.
I don't know. I don't know how to say it.
Quetzalcoatl. Hold on.
Quetzalcoatlus.
Yeah, that thing.
That sounds it.
Quetzalcoatlus.
That's
Quasimodosaurus.
It's something. Yes.
Quasimodo. Yeah, I'll go with Quasimodo.
Giraffe bird.
So let's see. The big flying dinosaur. Quetzalcoatlus. Yeah, Quetzalcoatlus. Quetzalcoatlus. That's the one. It's the big.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
what I
that's
said.
you guys know which one it is. Where's
Yeah,
Spino do that,
yeah.
Ross?
I feel like you should hashtag that or crocodile.
Oh man.
The new names that Chris has come up with for dinosaurs that are better than the existing names is like a never ending list. I mean, for Deinonychus, he was like Dinotachus.
That's how it's read, though. It's weird. These names make no sense. Yeah,
Hey,
that's
man,
the one.
you should hear some of the stuff Rad comes up with. It's not much better, so it's all right.
That's entirely true. It's entirely true.
All right, Abby, your turn.
Edmontosaurus.
Edmontosaurus.
Oh yeah, there you go.
I gotta look this one up too.
I don't know what that is.
That's one I've actually heard of before. In one of my dino
Big,
documentaries.
big hadrosaur lived alongside T-Rex.
Oh yeah,
That's cool.
Okay.
Ross, was it you that was telling me that these turn into the sauropods?
No, I was wrong. I don't know what I was talking about. We discussed that. We don't need to bring it back up.
Did I talk about this? No, I was kidding.
Oh man.
all right, Brian. I think you're up, bro.
Yep.
Well, I'm with you, man. I want to see an Ankylosaurus
Yep.
Nice.
for sure.
That would be so dope, man. With like a dozer blade on his face or something, like a huge.
'Cause I know there would be multiple colored versions of them, and so that to me is like, that's what I want to. That's what I would love to see.
See, if we did that, I want to do it so that it transforms, has these big, like the mech creature, it transforms from the armor to have these big arms, be almost like a bear-looking kind of creature with big old gun cannons on shoulders.
Oh, so you want it Fire Clan?
That'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That is
Fire
a
Clan
Pokemon.
would be pretty simple.
I
It'd be
love
awesome.
Fire Clan. Yeah. See, the Fire Clan's cool because it has the transforming armors and it has the power cores.
Well, Water Clan will too. What?
You can't, Ross, you can't let them know about this.
I mean, people know.
I'm just kidding.
Oh man, you guys are getting in trouble. It's getting taken down. Guys, watch it quick. Get as many views as we can. Screen share it. Clip it.
Flip it.
Like the video.
Ross, what's your favorite you want?
Well, my number one was Carnotaurus, but that's coming. So it'd probably between Iguanodon or Oviraptor.
Iguanodon.
Really
That'd be dope.
So we've got another.
Just make everything. It's
Yeah.
no big deal.
So what about-
If we live long enough, everything will be
what's
made.
your, what's your line of prehistoric mammals that you have currently available? Someone
The
just
Smilodon.
You got a Smilodon?
Yes.
Now, you guys were
Talking.
talking mammoth last night, I heard. Was that
Ooh.
a thing?
Ross?
Yeah.
That's kind of what I was getting. That was what I was getting at. actually, 'cause
So
I heard
PBS
that.
Eons, they commissioned us to do the design and sculpt work for their new line of figures. That's going to be the elephants, or for the mammoth and the baby mammoth, and then we're overseeing production, all that. So technically, they're their figures, but because we've had all the creative input and going to be managing production, they're going to be the same quality and style of.
So we can still buy them, and we're not stepping out on you guys, right?
Yeah, you can go. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They,
We just won't talk to you anymore. No.
I think they actually have them up on Backer Kit now, so you can put in a
Ooh.
pre-order. Yeah.
See, that's why Abby's here, because she has all the dinos.
and then our next mammal will be up for pre-order in February, and that's the Andrewsarchus, which is the big hippo bear pig whale thing.
Amazing.
Now, have you seen are you guys fans of like the acid rain, their animals, like those big, like elephant things that they have?
Acid rain? I got to Google it really quick. I've never heard of it.
Sure.
Oh, don't play. Don't pretend, you guys.
Acid rain animals?
Well, yeah, it's like an acid rain. Is it like a big sheep, kind of?
I think
Like a
Brian's
big-
got
it's like a
you.
big-
Brian's got one.
got it.
Oh,
Oh,
whoa.
Brian's got it.
I've never heard of this.
They're pretty awesome.
Oh, I think I've seen some of this before.
Acid rain?
What's that thing?
Yeah,
called?
bro.
Yeah.
I'm pulling up acid rain effects on humans and the environment.
Nope. That's
Gotta do
you're
acid
going
rain
down. You're going down the
world.
wrong hole, bro. Back out. Back out.
What is this?
There's no fun there, just sadness.
Oh, man. Can I screen share? No, it's kidding.
Dude, listen, guys, I got to tell you about acid rain. It's really bad. I just
Yeah,
This is a wild thought.
Sure.
I feel like there's a phone number we need to put up now or something to save it.
The hotline.
a hotline or like kid's cell phone or something like that.
All right, back to the pictures, Rad. I'm sorry.
All right, so I think we're getting into more of the realm of the Cyberzoic stuff now.
Oh yeah,
yes. And these are coming out in March, right? And they're on backer kit.
Yeah, so they're on our. It is backer kit, right, Ross?
Backer kit and pre-order. For the first wave, we've now opened it up to regular pre-order website, so you can do it either or.
All right on your website, I saw it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, these
are this is amazing.
So this is cool. So it looks like feathering on the neck, but it's actually, if you think of a viper, it's like viper scales. You know how they have those long rectangle scales on them that look really cool? And so Dave's design for this is an interesting story. I wish we had Dave on here to tell you about it, but he was actually with McFarlane doing the concept designs for their dragon line when they first did it back in the day, and he created the Arctic dragon for them, and he had the specific design idea, and they kind of didn't go in the direction that he wanted. So when it came out of production, it wasn't exactly what he wanted. Let me know if I need to stop talking, Ross. No. And so he told himself, he's like, I'm going to do this dragon the way I want it at some point. And so fast forward, 15, 20 years, and he's finally at the point where he is producing these figures that he's always dreamed about producing. And this one was one of the original ideas that he wanted to produce so bad. I actually have, I can grab it for you really quick.
I actually have this is the original design from McFarlane.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
you're such a nerd. You're such a nerd.
I know. Like, he was a fan of David's before I even knew who he was, apparently, because I have like so many of his figures. But this was like, this is what they came out with, which is like not
amazing.
His design.
No,
but so that one that they're producing now is the reimagining of this.
Yeah,
in like how he actually wanted it.
Mm-hmm.
It's insane. I actually have the very first test shots. I'm really proud of this. We realized when we got this that these were too brittle. Well, not brittle, but too stiff. And so Dave's really rough. He's really rough when he's testing out these figures and make sure there's nothing that needs to be changed. And he broke the thing on it. So for my birthday, he was like, "Here, Chris, you can have this." I was like, "Oh, thanks, a broken toy." No, I'm just kidding. So I got this awesome test shot, and it's insane. I probably put at least 40 hours playing with this thing. And the joints are still super tight. The tail articulation is insane on this guy. I don't get
that's a grail, bro. That's a grail.
When I say it's incredible, it's not talking our company up or being like, "Hey, we just why you need to buy it." I am actually blown away by the figures. I can't even tell you how cool these things are. And then the capabilities with the movements, the posing. You also have it so these parts can come off too, the little clips of the feathering effects in the forearms and the back legs. It's just everything about the articulated tongue. I love it. Like the posability, when this gets in people's hands, I think it's going to go viral because it's the first fully articulated dragon toy on the market that no one's seen. Like I love dragons. I design dragons. I do hyper realistic dragons, and I've never ever considered doing something like this or seen something like this. So I'm super excited.
That is awesome. Dude.
Sorry, that was a little tangent. So this is our ice dragon.
There you go. And you got quite looks like quite some plans here for some figures.
Yeah, so this is, I'll kind of go from like right to left on the screen. So if you're looking at the Dilophosaurus first, so that's the Fire Clan side kind of, and it kind of transitions over to the tech side. So you have the Dilophosaurus, you have the Achillibator, the Carnotaurus, and the Dryptosaurus with that really cool blade. So really cool side story. Ross and Dave worked together, and Ross did all the concept designs for the armors. So he did a phenomenal job. All these are really cool. I got to work really closely with him doing the Pyrodactyl and the Smilodon armor. But it's insane because even if you saw the Diabloceratops armor that he released recently, it was one of those things where he was like, "Hey, Chris, check this out." He sends me the picture, and the first thing I noticed was the baby Diabloceratops with the armor. I'm like, "Oh, cool, you made armor for it." And he's like, "Yeah, it goes on its tail." I was like, "What?" So it's fun. Dude,
I was blown away that they had armor on their tail. Like, that's so cool.
Well, it gets even crazier because it's even the transformations and everything else. And then Dave, not to toot his horn, he's brilliant. the way he thinks, the way he processes things, it's incredible to see how the story comes together, what's going on, and then his idea and this vision for it. And with him leading and heading everything, he has the specific personality that allows Ross and I and him to function perfectly to get everything done that needs to be done. But his idea for this is what blows my mind. I've never been this excited about something, so it's even more fun to talk about it. But then
I know, man, you got me hooked, man. I was like, I'm in.
So
say less.
Yeah. Well, and that's what's so cool about it, because this is something that we had a huge love for, and it was really fun because when I first came on and was sculpting, Ross was very particular on making sure that parts were perfect and the sizing of the guns and everything else, the accessories were perfect. So we actually have a port system that he created and did everything so that when we have weapons for one of the armors, you can interchange them with other parts of other armors. Even so much so that we made it so that the Razor Hound armor can actually interchange with parts of the Pterodactyl. I don't know if you want to take over from there, Ross.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think there's a lot of companies out there that make figures that, like, even the ball joints for the heads, like, they're different sizes and stuff. It annoys me so much. So working through this, I was really focusing on, compatibility, pop and swap between, limbs where you can, and heads and armors and weapons, and utilizing that porting system, which happens to be the same size as Transformers. So any weapons or blast effects you have from those figures, you can use in Cyberzoic and just build it out. And
yeah.
Stuff with it.
That's like millions of
one thing, like Chris forgot to mention, on all of this right here in this image are figures that are coming out from Series 1 of Cyberzoic.
Now, Ross, I wish you had kept that to yourself and only shared that with us so we could go on eBay and buy up some lots of Transformers weapons while they're still affordable. But now I can hear keystrokes all over the country of people going and buying lots. I guess thanks. Yeah, everybody go get your Transformers parts.
Yeah,
it's an exclusive. This is an exclusive. Come on.
I would have exclusively liked to have been able to hit him. I want some insider trading. That's all I want.
Daddy, I get it. Daddy wants to eat. I know.
I got you covered, Sam, and I got you covered. I got like a bin of Transformers weapons.
Oh yeah. And
then
go ahead, Abby. I saw a finger go up.
So Famine, the armors actually come with blast effects.
Mm-hmm. She's holding it up right now, right? I think.
Do they come with blast effects, or are we adding that as a package, Ross?
Abby, you're holding it?
Will come with it.
Okay.
And then there's 3 different size blast effects. And there'll be 2 millimeter, 3 millimeter, and 5 millimeter based on the size of the weapon. And you can plug and play however you want. And then obviously, like, 5 millimeters you could build, on top of. And then for one of our Wave B armors, it comes with a ton of weapon accessories. And one of them is like a hub where it has like 5 ports on it. You can just build out all sorts of armors.
Are any of your blast? Are any of those blast effects the same scale as like the classified plugin?
I'm not 100%.
Okay, they come with a ton of like shooting effects and stuff. It'd be awesome to be able to use.
Yeah,
that would be cool. You guys,
I know, like the smallest size we ended up increasing at the factory so that to avoid it breaking and having to provide replacement parts. But it's
and Ross might be modest and stuff, but when you talk about classified, you have a little bit of something to do with that, right? Like a little bit of something.
Yeah. I also do some freelance work for Hasbro, and I sculpt on the classified line as well as the Marvel Legends.
Mm-hmm.
So all the animals we see, that's you pretty much.
Not all of them, but
it's his responsibility, and I'm so excited.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I did pork belly, the little warthog, the upcoming polar bear, the new Cobra Commander, the little snake transformed.
Did you do the owls for Dungeons and Dragons?
No, that was before me. I didn't start at that point yet. Yeah, and then some really cool upcoming stuff that we'll see next year.
I probably already own a bunch of shit you've done. So that's awesome. That is awesome. So where were we?
I'm telling you, he's under the radar. Like he should be blowing up.
Well, that's
Like,
I kid you not. And Ross is very humble. I tell him all the time, I'm so happy that I'm friends with him before he blows up because he's going to know that I'm his friend just because I want the popularity of being his friend. But anyways.
We will be your cheerleaders, man. Look at us. We're big. We're strong. We can be your security.
Yeah, man. So you guys want to hear some more Cyberzoic stuff?
Yes.
Yes. So we're gonna go through this. I want to kind of like
another picture.
Oh, dude, do you have the armors that transform pictures? Yes. Okay, so this is really cool. So this is Argentius up here, and this is him with his helmet on, and he's riding his Allosaurus with the hover tank armor set. So this is a modular set. This transforms, you take it off, and you can put it into a configuration that he rides on like a hover tank, and all the guns go onto the hover tank. There's actually, if you look at the two giant cannons on the back behind Argentius, those are on a swivel. They're on differential swivels, so they can turn at different angles each. They can move like chameleon eyes and like hone on stuff. So it's super cool. And then Ross did a great job when he was doing it and making it so that it was modular and everything could work. He added a bunch of texturing details with piping that makes it look phenomenal. It's really crazy to see this piece in person. We had it on the table, so if you got to take a good look at it at Legion Con, you could really see the detail. I even picked it up and was like, Ross, this looks awesome with these piping details. So there was nothing left that was bare bones. It's got detail everywhere. It looks great. And then when it transforms too, you can do multiple configurations, and you can put the blast effects in the bottom to make it look like it has the exhaust of the flame and have it like it's shooting. So it's a cool armor set.
Dude, that wow. Yeah, just blown away, man. This is nuts. I'm gonna be like so fucking poor next year.
Oh yeah, man. And this
I can do it. I'm gonna living off craft dinner. I can do it. I can.
Man, well, it's crazier because a lot of these too, like we have a couple of the transforming ones for the first set, and then we have the others, which I'm sure you've seen the concept art for that I really want to get to.
Yeah, I'm
like
actually
the Stegosaurus transforming one. Oh, this one's super cool. This is the Utah Raptor. And Ross, cut me off if you want to say anything. And what's really cool about this piece is Dave was really excited to show this off. I'm pointing at my screen. You can't see my finger, but I'm pointing at the Carnotaurus up there. And that's this is the actual illustration for the box for this set. And what's really cool is it kind of gives a little bit of the backstory for what's going on in Gaia 2. And so you have the different factions. And you can see there's an explosion in the Tech clan. So you know that they're fighting something. But this armor set comes off and turns into that jet configuration you see at the top. And you can have your rider in the jet mode. So it's really neat how it works. But it looks great. And there's multiple configurations. That's why we have two of the Utah Raptors running. You have the first one that has the full helmet on with the visor down. And then you have the one behind it that it doesn't have the visor or that piece of the helmet on it. And it was cool because Ross was actually finishing up this armor set pretty recently in the last 6 months. And we were talking about it. And he was going through all the different stuff, but he wanted to make sure when he was sculpting it and doing the designs for us that you could have multiple ways to play with it. You could have it be all souped up with all the other jet pieces on, such as that, that dome cover, or you can have it so it's the bare mech bones of the armor set. You can see the eyes of the dinosaur, and it looks awesome. So everything you see has so much thought. It was carefully planned, and it was meticulously planned. I can't say how many hours we spent just fixing little things, making sure everything worked, and it came out incredible. This is one I wasn't too excited. I'm not too big on these type of transformations, and now I love them. But this one is going to be sick. I love and it has a telescopic gun, so the guns slide in and out of those pieces. So it's cool.
Oh man, this just keeps getting cooler and cooler. How about, hey Zilla, what do you think before we go to the next slide? Do you want to have people starting to put these hashtags in for the entry for the draw or what?
Yeah. Well,
we'll have them all collected.
I have one thing I want to say real quick, and I have one thing before we end. But so the reason,
not ending.
No, I know. I'm just the reason why, when I started world building, the one thing I was looking forward to was doing the dinosaur thing, but the pillar, the godfather of the dinosaur world build is Famine. So if it wasn't for him, I don't think any of us would be doing dinos in our world. But the concept is crazy. So, but we love it. Because it's well, what if, man? It is possible
in space.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, but it works. It's fun.
Man. Well,
but yeah, so
okay.
Sorry, go ahead. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So this is what's really nuts to me is Dave and I get to talk, and Ross is too. When we get together, we have these different ideas, and we're always kind of building a story. And Dave's awesome. He allows us to, oh, that looks cool. He allows us to share in this world and kind of help him build and plan and do everything with the universe. And it's a lot of fun because we know a lot of stuff that you guys don't even see or even hear of yet. So it's really fun to know what direction this is going in. And I think that's why I get so excited, because I know what's to come, and all of you'll have to wait for it. So good luck.
All right, so you want what's the hashtag, Brad?
So before we carry on here, so the hashtag, you have to, in the chat, you have to enter hashtag Dino all capitals.
Ooh.
Can I do that? Am I allowed to do that?
No, you can't win it. It's coming from you.
Then he can save on shipping too.
Yeah, it's true.
Dino, I did it. It's too late.
So right here, guys, I had a lot of fun shooting him, her, it, whatever. But it looks a lot like the Pyroraptor. I got the Mattel Pyroraptor Hammond collection next to this beast of a raptor. So, I mean,
yeah.
Well, I don't know. Is it Kilobator? It's a raptor, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I still want to be wrong.
They lied to you. It's not a raptor. It's a turkey.
But beautiful figure. Paintwork, amazing. And yeah, it looks like the mother to this little baby that Hammond collection put out. So,
so fun.
All right, well, let's
stop in the Hammond collection.
Some more picks here.
More picks.
Some prototype picks here.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
So this is really cool. So this armor set comes off and turns into the Razor Hound. And this is what we were talking about earlier with the interchangeable parts. So you can actually take off certain specific parts, especially the ball joints, and change it out with the Pterodactyl. But those guns as well, where you see the blast effect, they are telescoping as well. So they slide in on the armor. So that way when it's in its like beast form, they're not getting in the way. And then also when it is in the beast form, he can push them out and use them as well. And it's really fun. This one was actually designed by Ross. I'm going to say all night. They're all designed by Ross and Dave, but this guy was one of the first ones that we had on the table. And this thing is really cool. I don't know if you guys have a picture of the beast form, but it is very neat.
See here. If we got it.
Yeah, that's the one that I really was like, I love this robotic,
I got this guy.
Or, you know what I'm saying? And so that one,
Yeah.
that one to me is like super great because it's,
Dude.
The Razor Hound will stand on, stand by itself,
Oh
I'm
yeah.
not sure if you said it yet, but is it all like pressure fit, or are we talking straps and stuff here?
So yeah, we are fine tuning some of those things at the factory now, because one of the concerns people had was that the armor might scratch all of the intricate paintwork, on the figures. Yeah. So some of them, based on the design of the armor, some of them have a softer, more flexible plastic, saddle strap that'll plug into, the actual saddle piece itself. Some of them are pressure fit, like the Razor Hound that we just looked at, the image prior. That one's actually going to have some foam padding on the inside of the rib cage, section to, and it'll be pinned so you can pressure fit it onto the dinosaur, and then it won't scratch up any of the paint or affect any of that. But there's a lot of different techniques, like for the transformation and how the parts are connected. There's pinned parts, there's clipped on parts, there's pegged parts, there's hinges. There's a bit of everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to say, you guys are not the first to do the saddles, okay? Abby here did one on the 1.6. So she did one on her 1.6. I believe it was this one, but I don't know if she has it there. She did an amazing job. We did when she was on the show, but do you have it with you?
I don't know, but I actually made that after Cyberzoic was announced, because I was like, okay.
No, you were the first to do it. Damn it, Abby. You were the first to do it. I threw the ball up. All you had to do was just... I was the first to do it, Josh. You're right. And I was like, yes.
I needed a dinosaur and rider before everything came out, because a year is way too long of a friggin' wait. So no.
But you did justice. It's amazing.
So no Fat Rat Food. It's more of a Dino Rider situation where they're adding armor onto them. There's no cyborg dinosaurs. That's Zilla's turf. He likes to do cyborg dinosaurs.
Oh yeah.
We don't have anything cyborg yet. I'm not sure. if there is one in the plan. I'm thinking.
Well, he was saying last night.
Mm-hmm.
He was saying last night that some of them are raised differently to go with the armor and stuff, like how they're raised cybernetically and stuff. So I don't know if that's considered cyborg, right? I don't know.
Well,
I
so
guess
there's Cycron. Have we talked about him?
I don't think.
Cyclone. Well, I don't know how much of that has changed, lore wise or not, but there's
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, for the Fire Clan, the transforming armors in universe, like within the world of Cyberzoic on the planet Gaia 2, the Fire Clan's not supposed to have that advanced technology. So they disguise their AI, robotic creatures as armor. And when it attaches to the dinosaur in universe, it, taps into their like motor functions and takes over. So there's kind of a cyborg element, to that. But for the actual figures themselves, it's just armor being added to it.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think the chances are Braden's gonna animations? What chances of a Majungasaurus will be in the BOTM line?
We actually just mentioned that at dinner the other night. I want a Majungasaurus.
That would be a cool one.
Mm-hmm.
What is a Majungasaurus? I gotta look this up.
It's like a small hornless Carnotaurus.
Yeah.
Right?
Majungasaurus. Oh, that is cool. Yeah.
A nifty little spike on his head.
Yeah. I thought this was a joke. I was like, Majungus, humongous.
Majungus, the Gungansaurus.
What is this? Cool.
Dude, some of the dinosaur names definitely sound that way.
I just see merch with these names hashtag just across them in big white letters. Like, boom.
Dead man.
All the ones you named that aren't right, all of them. Just
I won't even know what it says. I was like, that's it.
Yeah, there you go. Dead man's got a question for Zilla though. So how many of these dinos produce milk?
All right, so every week. So in my world, Amrex Spot. You can check it out on Instagram. It's my 118 world, and there happens to be a milk dairy here. And as you know, the fuel comes from the dino poop, so everything's recycled here. It's gamma fuel because it was an abandoned gamma planet. Anywho, the milk is from Dinomus Rex because if you remember in the movie, she has a crazy cocktail. So I was like, she could be milked maybe. So that's what we got going on. So there's milk. In my world, there's milk.
You can milk a dinosaur.
I don't like that. I do not like that was your thought. Like maybe she could be milked. There could have been a million other ideas, and you went with maybe she could be milked.
She's such a cool dino, and I have the Gigantus one, so I wanted to make it part of the world and make it a significant thing. Like if you milked her, how many people could be like. Not thirsty. What would you say? Not fed, but would never have to quench again. I don't know.
Never be
never had to quench again.
It'd be great.
Permanently satiated.
But yeah, so when I knew that Chris and I were friends was when I asked him about it, and he was like, yeah, you can milk any of the guy ones. Like, so yes, I did ask the question to the bosses. Okay, I asked if it could be done.
Son-in-law style. Is that
knowing reptile anatomy is haunting.
Maybe it's like a platypus and it just has milk spots.
All under his armpits, right?
Yes.
Abby, like the other day, I don't know if we were on air, but she's like, I'll make you udders for it. I'll sculpt them. So, not offended by this conversation at all. She wants in on it. I was like, I don't know. It might be too realistic. So,
well, like Timbo says, at least you're being original, man. That's what the world building is all about.
Exactly.
But let's
all because of famine. Sorry.
Yeah. Trying to show
awesome.
Don't you put dino milking on me, all right? Just do not. That is not.
So are these is this the finished prototypes or these look real?
These aren't finished prototypes. Oh, they are finished prototypes, but they weren't like the test shots or anything. But this was the first time we had them all on display. Was actually last year's Legion Con right after the Kickstarter. And so these are the actual sizes. These are what the figures will look like. And this was a surreal moment too, because it shows how cool they are. Even you can see on the far right, the Utah Raptor doesn't have the orange visor on it. It just has the bare armor. But the thing that gets me is the Arctic dragon, the purple blue dragon, and then the lizard dragon, the one next to it, and how cool they are. I cannot wait for those to come out. They're so unique. I have never seen anything like that.
Dude, like,
I've been talking to a lot of people in the Star Wars community. Like, honestly, these dragons, because they're supposed to be aliens, like they're like they could totally work in Star Wars. Like some, creature on some planet. I mean, it's basically what they are in the storyline.
Exactly.
Star Wars has been ripping off dinosaurs since 1977, man. Like, yeah, they totally would fit in. Like, all Star Wars creatures are just based off other like dinosaurs and stuff, I feel. Anyway.
And I think the more mammals we do too, those will fit in with Star Wars as well. I mean, the Mudhorn is basically, like 1-to-1 of one of the prehistoric rhinos. The name escapes me now, but
yeah.
And you know what? Like, because they are releasing Sabine with like the little wolfhound thing. I immediately thought like, okay, take the armor off of that and put it on Andrew Sarkis. There you go. Improvement.
Yeah. Well, I was asking Chris about that. I was like, hey, did they make this? He's like, no, not that one. That was actually one of the ones that came up.
Yeah, it's
I didn't do that one, but after I saw the release of it, I made sure to message the Star Wars manager. It was like, "Hey, I really would like to do that." Hopefully, I'll get a Star Wars creature, this next year.
That'd be awesome.
Oh yeah, the smile. So this armor set, this is really cool. So it has awesome gun effects as well. So you can see where it has that rounded part on the cannon on top. That part slides all the way back to that rectangular form. But this was a lot of fun. This was one that I got to work really closely with Ross on, because he had a specific idea for the butt end of it too. So we did everything to make this perfect, but it's super cool and it has the porting system, so you can change out weapons, the guns, everything. But this one is nuts because this is our Kickstarter exclusive as well. So you get the homage. How do you say it? To
you had it. Homage
to Dino Riders. Homage. Yeah, that word.
Your homage. No.
What is it? It's words are made up. Anyways, so this is going to be wild because we're going to have the actual box look like the Dino Riders saber-toothed cat, or is it the tiger? I'm going to call it saber-toothed tiger, whatever they called it back then.
That's dope.
Have you guys seen Have you guys seen the Kickstarter exclusive box art?
Not yet.
Oh,
Not
man.
yet.
You got to leave the crowd wanting, man. So yeah, you're definitely going to go over and check out their website. It is already in the. I've already put it in the chat or in the description of the video for tonight. But what do we got here? Is this some kind of
in 68 episodes? He's had the link ahead of time, guys. So please click on it.
Dude, I told you, anybody ever comes on here that's got more subs than me, they're going to get like, a little better treatment.
The professional treatment.
The professional treatment.
Saber-tooth tiger.
Nice.
I meant to say something earlier about Power Rangers. So I'm a huge Power Rangers fan.
I know.
We have the red T-Rex. We have a red T-Rex. We have the blue Torosaurus, which is pretty much
and the blue dot. The blue dot last night. I was in the comments, bro. Yeah. I was like, Billy Cranston, baby. I was.
The Kickstarter exclusive Smilodon is blonde, so it's perfect for the Yellow Ranger.
That is cool.
The Mammoth through Eons is going to be coming out, which could be worked in as a Mastodon temporarily until eventually a Mastodon's made. All we need is a pink flying dawn monster. As Chris said.
It's all up to you. Spoilers. It's all up to you.
Yeah. Ross hates the dawn monster. He's got a huge love-hate relationship with it.
Because I don't understand why so many people have started calling it that.
We have a whole community now, Ross. It's a thing.
I think there should be merch. I'm just saying, more merch.
Dude, I need some of that artwork on shirts. Like, your guys' stuff is amazing, and I want to wear it.
We were having a discussion about this last time we were in Jersey for Legion's Con, because we want to get into different markets and we want to get everything to be a particular style. And we have incredible illustrations, incredible art from so many very talented people. And so we're trying to figure out, because you just don't want to put a shirt with just a blasted rectangle of art on it. So we're trying to think of a systematic way to make it look good, because we love what we have. That's one of the reasons why we have so much of it. And so to put it on like clothing, I think that'd be amazing. So we are going to figure that out sooner than later, hopefully.
You should do something like an homage to those crazy like wolf or horse sweaters you see people wearing with like the mist in the background or something. So like I'd wear one and people like, what the fuck?
What is
It'd
that?
be cool. Like, I think the shots would be cool like that with like it almost like a record label or like a record cover kind of style, or a magazine cover. Something like that. I don't know.
That'd be pretty cool.
But,
so comic book style.
We could definitely get. Speaking of, there's a flying dawn monster. No,
as soon as she said it, I was like, boom, there we go.
Dude, well, what's cool about this is we actually have the cover art, which you guys saw at our table, is one of the posters we're selling. But this is one of the concepts for it. And this
wings.
Oh, dude. The dragon creatures on this planet, it's unlimited possibilities of what we can do, and just the alien life forms in general. But then the world building too, it is an immaculate. It's very beautiful. I don't know words. So we're super excited to start going through more of the lore, and that's something that David is very interested in. He's working very relentless on trying to make it so that we have the perfect artist to work on the comic. So he's actually working on it now, and he's trying to find someone to do it so we can get out sooner than later, because this is something we want to have out as soon as possible. But again, we want it to be the best product made, so we're looking for the best artist for that. But it's so cool. The concept art for it's awesome. We have the first page of it as well, which I think you can find on our website too, and then our Instagram for sure. And then we have the cover that Louis LaRosa did, and Louis LaRosa has a talent and a skill for doing creature anatomy so well. It's mind-blowing. Every time we see his work, we're always like, what is this? So it's really cool.
I really like how you guys bring all that together, though. It's really cool. Like all the different like freelancing and like stuff like that, and it just gels.
Yeah, well, this is what's crazy about Dave's mind, man. He knows how to put pieces together, and it's really interesting to talk to him because he's
a good quarterback, man.
Bro, you have no idea. He has 1,000 different things, and I'm not even exaggerating, like 1,000 different things going on. And then I'm emailing 5 different email threads every single day. But he's able to take care of all these things. Everything we're not even showing you guys probably like 50% of what's going on behind the scenes. And he's able to tackle everything, get it systematically done, handles all of our HR, handles product support for all the customers, does the website, make sure that all the cells are going out properly, make sure there's no issues, contacting people with order problems, everything on top of world building, Beasts of the Mesozoic, Cenozoic, Creative Beast, Cyberzoic stuff, everything. And then he also is managing Ross, myself, and a bunch of other artists. So when we say brilliant mind, David is one of those special people you meet like, what? How does he do all this? And he does it effortlessly. It's so weird.
And still has time to work out and play video games.
Well, that's the other thing. It's so funny. And I just got to the point now where I can kick his butt in video games. So it's pretty fun. Yeah, he's a cool dude, man. So it's really interesting. If you ever get a chance to talk to him at a show, I highly recommend it. It's incredible to pick his brain about what's going on, and he's open to talk about different things too. He's very fun to pick his brain and figure things out. And the knowledge, the plethora of information he has, and he wants to share about this world is limitless. So yeah, he's fun to talk to. And then you have me in there in the mix doing all the chaos, and then Ross is also keeping me in line. So he's down there like, Chris, don't say anything else. No.
Shut up.
Oh yeah.
But we had a comment here, and definitely you guys should absolutely be proud of yourselves from where you've started and where you are now. And there's much more to go, man. You definitely got my money when you put the armor on the dinosaurs. Thanks a lot.
I mean, no matter what happens, the two of you are a great team. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys feed off each other really well. So,
dude, well, you know what's crazy too is Ross actually, I think it was Ross and Dave were talking because that was one of the things that we were interested in with these armors. And I'll let you tell the story, Ross, but it basically came down to they wanted to produce something that made it so that you'd want to buy the armors by themselves. I don't know if you want to tell that story, Ross.
Oh, are you talking about like the a la carte nature of like everything?
Yeah, and the transformations, why you guys did it? I'll fill in the story that I know.
Yeah,
so
I'm not sure exactly what story.
I'm making all this up on the spot. No, I'm just kidding. So when I got brought into this, I was blown away by the transformations, and I was talking to Ross about how the armors are so cool.
Oh, I remember exactly what you're talking about now. Right. This is we're going on like 3 years now, so it's like, oh yeah, that conversation back then. So yeah, what Chris is starting to say is we're trying to figure out how. So our fan base is all about the dinosaurs, and now we're introducing sci-fi stuff, and not all of our fan base is into that because they're really about the dinosaurs. So we had to figure out a way to sell the armors, but sell them separately and provide value within that package outside of owning a dinosaur. So Dave was like, what if the armor transforms into something and that's its own toy? So you don't even have to own a dinosaur to enjoy the armor. And that's where all of the transformation modular components came into play and kind of just blew up. So each clan, Tech Clan, they convert into vehicles. Fire Clan, they transform into cybernetic creatures. Desert Clan has all the weapon modularity and part, swapping and that stuff like that. So yeah. Now I remember the story you were trying to get to, Chris.
That's so cool. I had no idea that that's how that came about.
Yeah.
That is too cool.
Well, and it's interesting too, because you have to think as well, like Dave and Ross had these ideas of like the transformations. And then Ross, one of his first tasks was to do the concept of what these things could do. So him and Dave would go back and forth. And with the two of them, they were able to do, there's like 20 armor sets. And I think 6 of them have crazy transformations. And Ross was able to figure out a way for them systematically to transform on paper and then make it so that when it's transitioned to the 3D realm and digital sculpting, it could work. And that blew my mind. That was the coolest part to see.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Has anybody checked to see if he's a wizard or like some type of?
I'm pretty sure they're both cyborgs.
PEDs.
Can we get?
Can we
I think he needs some security. We need security. We need a food tester for sure. I don't know.
Bro,
we don't even taking him out.
Well,
brilliant mind.
Like, when I always say it to people, I'm always like, he's a prodigy. And it's funny because I'll be talking about Ross, and Ross is so humble. He's gonna be down there blushing in a second. And it's one of those things where we'll be doing something. This is funny because I have a pretty good understanding of ZBrush and how to sculpt and things. And he'll show me. I feel good because I show him stuff too. But anyways, he'll have these ideas. And
he's like, not to do.
But it's crazy because it's stuff that the sculpting realm is like magic. You have to understand the program. You have to understand sculpting. And then you kind of manipulate the program to work in your favor. And I can't tell you how many times I was doing things that would take me 5-6 hours. And Ross is like, oh, hey, why don't you just do this, Chris? 2 minutes later, I'm done. It's happened like 5 or 6 times. So it's pretty.
Awesome.
These are things that you teach yourself and you figure out on your own. So it's cool to watch him tinker and stuff in there. And then Dave too. This is even crazier. We're up in Jersey, and I don't know color theory at all. I have no idea. I'm self-taught, so I don't know anything about it, and I have partial color blindness. And so I'm sitting at this desk helping Dave paint the Chasmosaurus, and it has all these cool colors. And he's like, "Okay, you got to use brown, and you got to use yellow, and you got to use blue, and that's your whole color palette to mix." I was like, this makes no sense. And he showed me the color theory, and now I know color theory. So yeah, they're very talented artists. So
you guys should do an episode about that. That'd be a good video.
We need to do episodes of just like day-to-day life with us 3 together. It's insane.
We've got a question, one more question here in the chat. We've got, what's a dinosaur or anything you sculpted in the past or recently that you really enjoyed or had fun with? Look at what these guys make, probably everything.
Yeah, most everything is blast to sculpt, but the Deinonychus is really special to me, being the first dinosaur I sculpted, because actually that I hadn't started sculpting anything at that point. I was just doing design work, and I was like, hey Dave, I'd like to sculpt a dinosaur. And he's like, well, you can try this one, and if it turns out good, we'll make it. If it doesn't, well,
here you go, kid.
Yeah.
There you go, kid.
Yeah. And I did it, and he loved it. And
he's like, holy shit.
I'm just really proud of that one. And it's like, I love small figures. Like, I talk to Chris all the time. I love when like you have the same level of engineering as a big figure, but in a compact size. And it's just like the perfect size for, a figure I would enjoy. And I'm just really happy.
So that's your origin story, man. And like, and then I'm sure I'm sure Dave, he had that also when he was getting in, like someone threw him that bone, you know what I mean? So that's a crazy like relationship. That's really cool.
That's the thing that's so cool about being in the team. It's like, well, especially for me, I am by far the least talented when it comes to sculpting the art. And so I can pick Dave or Ross's brain at any given moment. I have free access to them. And it's incredible. Just from my sculpting where I was before I started to where I am now, it's skyrocketed. It's insane to me. And that's what I think is so cool about all this. And Dave, there's no gatekeeping. And I love that because we can talk freely about everything. We have fans all the time that reach out and we'll try to lead them in the right direction. But it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of interesting concepts that are shared.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. Well, should we give away this dinosaur Zilla or what?
Let's do it, man.
All right, well, I'm gonna
Wheel of morality. Turn. Show us the lesson that we must learn.
All right, you got 2 point. All right, are you guys ready? You ready?
No.
Burn be you, Famine.
I'm gonna laugh if it's Creative Beast.
Oh my god!
Emily.
Oh, nice.
So Emily McKenzie wins the dinosaur. We'll have to get your feet.
Uh-oh. You cut out?
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
He's broken.
Oh, there we
Brad?
go. No, we're back. Hello.
Hi.
Oh,
Hi. Hey.
StreamYard.
Hey, what's that about?
Oh no.
Yeah, no, this StreamYard thing was having this. The giveaway tool was having a seizure or something. I don't know what was going on.
Did you spill your syrup on it?
At least we used it.
You cannot have this.
Yeah, no. Dude, I got like 4 polar bears trying to get in my house right now. Tell me a break. There's like a polar bear in every window trying to get it.
Hey, you guys are on probably the only 118 international hosted show. So
on Friday nights, number 1
at 8 p.m. We're number 1 on Friday nights at 8 p.m. 118th World Building. What? So just so you guys,
we are the number. Let me put it this way: we are the number 1 rated show in this time slot with any community on this channel. You can take that to the bank.
That's very impressive. That's awesome.
There you go. Yeah,
and we're also that's all voted too. We're voted that. So
yeah.
The fans have spoken.
Our extensive internet research and polls that we put out there every week because after the rehearsal and stuff like that. So, all right. Well, I think we're gonna chop her there for the night, boys. But I want to thank Creative Beast for being on here.
Yes, thank you so much.
Oh yeah,
dude, yeah. I am so stoked for this armored dinosaur line. Like I said, I'm gonna be like broke next year. I'm gonna have to like stop collecting Marvel Legends, which won't be a stretch at this point. Like they're not really doing anything I want. So.
Well, we've talked about your problem many times. We tried to have a round table about it. We know that you can't just get one of anything. You have to get everything of everything.
You are an enabler, man. You're like, hey, buy a Joy Toy. Just buy one Joy Toy. I'm like, hey, dude, I bought one Joy Toy. The next day, hey, dude, I have 30. Like,
yeah.
I think that's all of us.
And now I'm poor. But thank you so much, guys, for coming on.
Thank you.
You can,
it was awesome.
Follow the links in our video description there, and definitely go check them out. There's tons.
And Emily, who won, message me, and then we'll figure. I have to talk to Chris, but we'll figure it out. But you'll get it. It's already ordered, so.
I think it'll be at your house in like a week, next week.
Oh, it's going to be me. So, so I'll just take care of it. So
sweet.
When I get it, I'll send it out.
Well, there you go. All right. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in, and we will see you next week with another episode of World Makers Consortium. Cheers.
Unleashing
Oh man,
I didn't know me,
screen
but
hurts.